Hi, I'm Linda Pierce, and this is my post on cultural ready-mades. In the article by John Ramage on rhetoric, he talks about essence as being the part of us that makes us who we are. He says there's an ongoing struggle between the need to identify and affiliate and the need to control their influence on us. He says the ready-made is the identity that's prefabricated by others. It's derived from myths and perpetuated by icons, characters, jokes, etc. Consumer ready-mades, he says, are created by advertisers. We have the Marlboro Man, we have beer commercials, all showing us how to be manly men. These cultural ready-mades held no sway over me. There were no role models there. A couple of commercials that I remember from when I was a teenager are March of Dimes, and it basically is talking about birth defects in children and preventing them. And it talks about babies with pink fingers and pink toes. So I realized that that didn't speak to me. And another one was Band-Aid, and it's flesh-colored Band-Aids. Again, didn't speak to me. But it shows the role of words in creating cultural ready-mades. In the workplace, he says cultural ready-mades are created by self-help books. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a book that I've heard of, have not read, but I chuckled when he said, it could be called How to Efface Ourselves and Be What the Management or Customer Wants Us to be or Needs Us to be. I think cultural ready-mades in the workplace are also defined or derived from characters and icons that we look up to. Their actions, their dress, their style. So am I a cultural ready-made? I think all of us are cultural ready-mades to an extent, but for the most part, I'm not. I'll use two examples. One is my family. I have two sons. They are 20 and 24. One is a graduate of Duke University. He majored in environmental science and minored in Japanese. He loves Japan and anything Japanese. He speaks Japanese, watches Japanese anime movies, goes to anime conventions, and he traveled to Japan after graduating. The other younger son is a junior in college now, and his major is music and his minor is information science. In addition to his love for music and then working in IT positions over the summer, he actually took up ballroom dancing as a freshman, and he competed in ballroom dance competitions. So both of them have interests that are not typical. They're not the cultural ready-made for African American men. Another example, more personal example, is myself, my hair. Several years ago, out of the blue, my oldest son said, "Mom, why don't you wear your hair in an afro?" And I stumbled through an answer about it not being professional, for my workplace right now, and never thought about it again. Last year, about this time last year, my hair started thinning a lot, just kind of more than normal. And in talking to my hairstylist and my doctor, they both said that wearing my hair in a natural style and not using the chemicals on it that made it relaxed or straight would probably help. So to me, it was a choice of no hair or natural hair. So I went with natural hair. And it helped. And it's interesting because now I get so many compliments on my hair, but it doesn't conform to that cultural ready-made that I had in my mind of a professional woman in this conservative environment that I work in. So how does the concept of cultural ready-mades help me understand the groups I'm in and influence my role and identity? I think I'll take, for example, the group that I am in, the larger group of women. I think a lot of women accept this ready-made identity. For example, a lot of women wear these 5 to 6 inch heels, and it's just part of that cultural ready-made of today's society. I was in Las Vegas last year with my husband, and we were waiting for the rest of our party to arrive, and we were just sitting there in front of the hotel. It was the Bellagio Hotel. We saw lots of women coming in with these 5 and 6 inch heels. Some of them looked like they were going to tip over. They looked like their feet hurt, and some could barely walk in them. But then about half of them just had them in their hands, carrying them, and they were walking barefooted. So they had bought into this cultural ready-made, but not thinking about the fact that the models, the icons that they see wearing these 5 and 6 inch heels, wear them for the photo shoot, and then they're off with them. I think the concept of cultural ready-mades just affirms my independence of thought, and it helps me understand that cultural ready-made, that concept does influence the thoughts and actions of others. I understand where it's coming from and why. I think we're all cultural ready-mades to some extent, but some more than others.